Apple's Podcasts app, iTunes expands in Asia, dual screen apps, and Google I/O kicks off today. It's Wednesday, June 27th, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning and welcome to another edition of iWake. Kicking off the show today is exciting news that Apple has released their new app for subscribing and listening to podcasts on iOS. This is something that Apple very much needed to do. Prior to this, podcasts were very jerry-rigged into the iTunes Store app and the Music app for playback. Prior to this also, podcasts could not be subscribed to on iOS with built-in tools. Instead, they were downloaded one at a time. The new app allows you to subscribe to podcasts, download them in the background when new ones are available, and so much more. The app is beautifully designed and it will run natively on the iPad. And it has some nice little animations that make you want to explore the app even more. Simply said, this is beautifully designed and supports both audio and video podcasts for either streaming or downloading. Just like in iTunes on the Mac, you can choose to keep all the episodes downloaded or just a select few of unplayed, most recent, or a variety of other options that are available. The Top Station tab in this app allows you to discover new podcasts. The Catalog one allows you to search for your favorite podcasts. It'll pull you into a podcast-only version of the iTunes Store, and that is the Podcast Catalog. Overall, as I've said in the past few seconds here, it's very well done and makes me feel that Apple understands what people want in a podcasting app. With that said, there are some negatives to be found here. First up is iCloud. The app currently does not support iCloud in any shape or manner. You don't get synced subscriptions, you don't get synced playhead info, or anything else. This would be something truly epic if Apple rolled it out to the iPad, iPhone, and Mac with iCloud syncing. Another limitation here is you cannot input your own special URLs of podcasts that aren't in iTunes. Along with this, password-protected feeds are not supported. Who knows, though? Apple may open up a way to pay for podcasts in this app, and that would solve that problem very well. This is only version 1.0. The big fail, though, is it limits downloads of podcasts to 50 megabytes, as long as you are on the cellular network. This is a limit that is imposed on all iTunes downloads. It is an annoying limitation that will make me stick with my existing podcasting app called Podcaster. I'm hopeful this limit is lifted soon, but I'm not that hopeful that they'll actually do it, as it may be a long, long time before that 50 megabyte download limit is lifted. Curiously, you can stream podcasts that are multiple gigabytes in size, but you're not able to download them. Overall, a very exciting release. The app features a little purple icon that makes it stand out from the on-sleeve blue icons that I have on my device. And the purple is kind of a nice indication, along with the purple found in the iTunes Store app. Kind of has purple for audio and things like that. So kind of cool little purple theme they have going on there. And an exciting release, and Apple did this without any fanfare. And it shows just that podcasting was not forgotten, and that this is their solution for iOS 6, as none of the podcasting stuff is built into iOS 6. Oh, and thankfully, my shows are all under 50 megabytes, so downloading them will not be a problem. You can find this app simply by searching for podcasts in the App Store or by Googling for it. An exciting day for sure, especially for you guys, the podcast listener. And other news is Apple expanding iTunes in Asia. Apple announced yesterday the launch of iTunes in Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, and 9 additional countries in Asia. And this includes a bunch of local music and international music from all the major labels and thousands of independents. Those 9 countries that I hinted at earlier include Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, Moscow, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam. And besides buying music, these countries can now rent or purchase movies, and I believe these countries already had access to the App Store, so that's not new for them. Big news indeed for these Asian countries, and congrats to those that now can buy music and buy movies. Another Apple news is another data center, this time for Reno, Nevada. According to Apple spokeswoman Kristen Huguet, we hope to build Apple's next data center in Reno to support Apple's iTunes Store, App Store, and incredibly popular iCloud services. If approved, this project would expand our presence in Nevada and create hundreds of construction jobs over the next year, plus permanent jobs at the data center, which will add to our existing total of nearly 400 employees in the state. It seems that Apple is building at least one data center every year and is rapidly expanding its cloud initiative in the process. Next up is Brightcove and their new dual screen initiative for iOS apps. According to them, the new solution enables media publishers to develop rich content apps for the iPhone and iPad that simultaneously control content, data, information presented on a TV while displaying synchronized content on the iPad or iPhone. The unique dual screen solution leverages Apple's AirPlay technology, which, as you know, allows viewers to use applications that simultaneously present content and allow you to interact with that on your iPad and iPhone and all that kind of good stuff. So the initiative is called App Cloud Core. It's a free edition of the company's app platform that allows developers to create native iOS apps using HTML5 and JavaScript. So no real coding required except for those web technologies. Pretty cool stuff, and I'm excited to see developers build apps with the Apple TV in mind. If they're not using this solution, perhaps another one would work for them. Next up today is a new app for the Mac dubbed TuneSpan. This app solves a problem in my life that I've had for a long, long time. It's on sale today for $5 with a final price in a few days of $15. The app enables you to expand your iTunes library to multiple drives in a way that makes sense. Here's what it does. According to the description, TuneSpan makes copies of all your media files at the selected location. None of your media files are ever deleted automatically. Once a file has been successfully copied, TuneSpan will set the new location in iTunes for you. That's the spanning process for a track. Copy its file and update its location in iTunes. And if you choose, TuneSpan can clean up after itself. After tracks have been successfully spanned, TuneSpan can move the original files to the trash and even check for empty folders and move those to the trash as well to keep your system nice and clean. TuneSpan's interface provides the ability to quickly see where your media files are and easily restore them to their original locations or to move them around yet again. Not only does TuneSpan provide the ability to easily move your files around, but it allows you to browse your iTunes library in a much more comprehensive and sophisticated way. First and foremost, TuneSpan has a location browser so you can see where your media is located. TuneSpan also provides more advanced filtering options than iTunes. For example, if you select a media type, the rest of the interface will update to only show playlists with content matching that media type and only show locations with files of that media type. Moreover, filters can be combined to narrow what you see in the interface. With the media type selected, you can then select a playlist and the locations will be updated to only show files for tracks of the selected media type in the selected playlist. So there's tons of cool things that TuneSpan does, but first and foremost, it allows you to have your library in multiple drives and manage it in an intelligent way. It has great reviews so far, and that's why I bought it. It's $5 right now, and it'll be going up to $15 in the next few days. Great reviews, and their description made me go out and buy it. So I'd recommend getting it yourself. I'll be playing around with it the next few days here. Last up today, I just want to mention that Google's developer conference, Google I/O, kicks off today. The keynote begins at 6:30 a.m. Hawaiian time, that's my local time, and 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So it kicks off this morning. It is expected that Google will unveil a 7-inch Nexus tablet for $200 and show off their next version of Android dubbed Jelly Bean. There is much that Google could announce, but since we will find this all out in a matter of hours, I will instead leave those for tomorrow's show. So stay tuned for the Thursday edition of iWake for all the Google I/O announcements. Well, that's what's going on in the Apple world today. If you like this show, there's a couple things you can do for me. First off, go into iTunes and leave a review of the podcast. And that is awesome. It helps other people discover the show and all of those great things. Next, since the podcasting app is out by Apple, go download that and subscribe to iWake in the podcast app and start listening to it there. And by subscribing there, you'll boost up its rating in the iTunes store, and it will be more visible as well. Also, head on over to YouTube if you want the video version of iWake. Great place to go, youtube.com/TCHATEN, and subscribe there to the YouTube channel. And if you click on the ads, I get paid, so go ahead and do that. That'd be awesome. Finally, iWake Again is a Saturday show I do every Saturday for 30 minutes every Saturday, and just great discussions about Apple and technology in general. So iWakePodcast.com/again to sign up. Thanks to those that have already done so. And if you're able to, I'd love to have you as an iWake Again subscriber. So iWakePodcast.com/again. Join me tomorrow for Google I.O. announcements and much, much more for another edition of iWake. Aloha.